Welcome to the empowering world of Soul Talk. People do not remember you for what you are. They do not remember you for what you do. They do not remember you for what you say to them. People remember you for how you make them feel. The following are how people want to feel: beautiful, confident, courageous, clever, feeling they are the best, good-hearted, helpful, lovable, loving, reasonable, special, strong, trustworthy, understanding, wise. Soul Talk has motivational programs which bring out the best in people. The programs bring out all of the above qualities that have been mentioned in any human being. These programs have proven results for over 15 years among the youth, students, parents, teachers, university lecturers, managers, civil servants, the police, prison warders, prisoners, soccer players, churchgoers, farmers, and nurses. Other activities include leadership development, team building, diversity management, organizational enrichment, shared values, and coaching. Behind these dynamic and empowering programs is me, Mike Mwendane. And that's because I am committed to help change mindsets and help people to value themselves, to take responsibility, and to leave a legacy behind them. Character. That is where character comes from. It comes from behavior, but over time. All these things, the behaviors and the actions in it, concretize into something even more solid. Now it's dry cement now. You can't change that cement easily. They don't base their choice on the outcome. See, if you know the map of life, you know that any choice you make, you'll have an outcome. So what is that outcome? You can read that outcome from the choice. From the response, you can, who can read the outcome of his choice? You know that if you drink a bottle of whiskey every day, you know the outcome, isn't it? And also now, or even better, if you are going to make choices that give you stress, you know the outcome, right? Heart condition and death. You see, reflection now brings in new information. So you are able to explain to yourself. You don't need a psychologist to explain these things. You are explaining them to yourself and getting information. And getting that information does what? It changes my convictions. That is how to change convictions, through reflection. Reflection to get what? To get information. Because only programming of the information and all that is going to change. It will move me from there to there. Through the meaning. A high quality choice is not based on this only. It is based on the outcome of that particular choice. If I make this choice, what is going to be the outcome? And then you see the outcome.
Since I've started the training, it has touched me. It has shown me things that I was never conscious about. Things like understanding the human being, as in a person has the spirit, the mind, the body, and the emotions, and how they work together, and they must work harmoniously. So in our lives, we've been taught about life experiences and which are full of bad experiences, and they become reality in our lives.
I have found that the country is afflicted by a lot of problems, violence, rape, unemployment, and most of our people usually blame, find someone to blame or something to blame, the circumstances they face, the way they grew up, absent parents or absent fathers, and so on. What Soul Talk sessions teach us is that your circumstances do not define you. And in fact, it deals with the problem of blaming, whereas you are supposed to look at the circumstance and find a way of responding positively. You are actually able to respond in a way that your circumstances do not define you, so that you can even get a positive outcome out of what appears like a negative circumstance.
I have been privileged to attend a course that in my mind places a mirror in front of a person, sort of to take stock and make that change. More than that, it is a course that encourages people to break barriers. Currently, the country has a set of problems, and responses to these programs have been programmed in such a way that citizens respond in their particular way, and so is government. And it creates a barrier of us and them, government and citizens. So this course, how it impacted me, it made me realize that we need to share a common vision. We need to have a common sense of experiences. We also need to put each other on the other person's shoes.
On a personal level, the course is going to help me to be able to rearrange my thinking. That's at the most fundamental level of what I received. I realized that I have to actually change the way in which I think, learn to ascribe different values and different meanings to different sets of circumstances, and to always, always, always slow down so that I can give the best or make the best kinds of decisions to different types of circumstances.
Soul Talk, firstly, I would like to say it's empowered me in a way that makes my life rather more effective. And with the empowerments that we've received from Soul Talk and Vision Power, we are aiming at using the same techniques and information into empowering our own communities. And we'll do this by identifying certain structures such as organizations, MPOs, NGOs, engage them.
It's been a privilege for me to attend one of the most informative and empowering seminar here in Heidelberg, Gauteng, the first of its kind. It has really empowered me in a sense that it made me to be self-aware. My self-awareness, it makes to understand that I'm all in one with everything in the universe. And in trying to identify who I am and to unpack why am I existing, what is my purpose in life, that I exist for me and other people to serve. And when you serve, how do you serve the people? You serve them with dignity, with pride. And when you serve them with dignity, with pride, they help you to mirror yourself, because you'll now understand that you are oneness with other people.
Soul Talk is a technology, a method of living. When I say method of living, it's ways in how you should live. It assists you in how you should live. There's one thing we've learned is the map of life. Everything in life has a direction and a destiny. The map of life is what helps you to achieve your purpose or your mission in life. It assists you Why? It teaches you how to handle situation, it teaches you how to think, and it teaches you to overcome situation.
And before Soul Talk, before the session, I had certain convictions of how to deal with circumstances. And after the session, I am starting to be conscious of how I respond to circumstances and how I see things, and it's totally different. It's a totally different mindset, and that's what really needs to change. You need to change how you see things that you're faced with. For example, fear. It's certain things that you are taught at the session on how to view fear, and that it really doesn't exist. And one of the things that's causing so much conflict, so much the circumstances that we're faced with, is things that are internal. It's basically our own convictions, starting from a really young age, and then we go into communities with these convictions, and it causes conflicts.
Since I've attended the Soul Talk program, I know that I have so many options. There's no ending to the options, so all I have to do is to persevere, and it will help me to have a positive attitude towards all my goals, and I know at the end of the day I will reach them and be a happy lady in my life, and that happiness will rub off around people who are with me and who are close to me.
The main thing I have learned from this session, the power of the mind, for example, what you tell your mind, the kind of questions you ask yourself, it's actually your responsibility. I aim to get out of this session empowered, to go and empower the young people that I work with, the communities that I'm exposed to. And I'm hoping that Soul Talk will not only benefit South Africans, but it can have a ripple effect throughout the continent. And I think out of these sessions, our communities will look different, even the country itself.
Soul Talk show us those life experiences as circumstances that we need to overcome, which are just stepping stones, meaning from the circumstances there's something that you learn, and you don't focus on the bad side of it, you focus on the good side, because out of it you learn and you become a better person, because after you have achieved, after you have overcome the circumstances, you feel good about yourself.
Imagine if the inconvenience of citizens were to be converted to be the inconvenience of government, what the situation will be. In other words, this course makes us want to imagine a picture of success in which we would like to see ourselves. It makes and places a responsibility on the citizens to not only see the problems, but also to devise ways and means to solve those problems. In the wording of this project, it says to not only place yourself on the blame gear, reposition yourself to be a solution provider. That's, for me, is the essence of the project.
On a personal level, that's where I feel it's going to be the biggest and the biggest influence in my life.
As a collective, it'll produce cohesive communities and eventually we would have a peaceful and a country that is in harmony.
My belief system have changed so dramatically that I now don't label things and give them wrong meanings, and that has empowered me really very well in terms of how do I master myself. And lastly, I would say my interpersonal relationship with myself and other people has been enhanced. I know how will I relate with other people.
We've got the CRO that we learned here in the training. It's circumstance, response, outcome. Circumstance is what you're dealing with. Outcome is what is the final problem or whatever challenge you are facing. Response is RS stands for the response and how you're dealing with the situation. That's one of the things we learned about here. And Soultalk teaches you how to handle life. It gives you methods and options how to handle life. We are going to be sharing to people what we've been learning here, that circumstances, they don't kill. You simply need to know what to do, from asking questions, from getting options, from knowing, especially knowing yourself that you have the power to overcome challenges. And once you overcome, you can influence another person, you can give another person information, you can add value to another person. And once that continues, everyone adding value to another person, then we live harmoniously.
Soultalk gives you tools in order to deal with these circumstances, and then we all actually have solutions. It's all within us, and it's possible, and you can't help but talk about it. You can't help but talk about these sessions and what you learned, and therefore I'm going out there and I will talk about it. I will try as much as I can to make people aware. Whoever I meet, I will make them aware of, look at it like this, look at it, change your convictions, look at it from an internal point of view. Yeah, and I think a lot will change from that.
My particular target to destroy is materialistic thinking, which is responsible for lack of vision, myopia, reduced productivity, corruption, and demotivation in this country. I use radio, public seminars, workshops, social media, the internet, and correspondence courses to spread this crusade of change. Your organization, whatever organization it is, can benefit immensely in terms of corporate organizational enrichment, as well as social investments programs from Soultalk's programs. And to contact me and my organization, visit. That's how easy it is.